I just ran a checkup on myself.
All right, Coach, coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports brings us to Southern California and Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and our home team. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, stick nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa was sack number 23 on the year, breaking Michael Strahan's mark of 22.5. Congratulations. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Man open, it's St. Brown, he's got it. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process. So the defense blitzed, a nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rodgers. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. And picked up by the Chargers. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at the 45. Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Now it's a bootleg with Rivers. Completes it to Watt. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 4 yards the pickup, first down. And by the way, it's worth noting that the Packers are one of 3 teams that Phillip Rivers has never beaten in his long career in the league. Carolina is one, of course, his own team, the Chargers, another, and then the Packers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick, and the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here to you.
Have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 6. And it's 3rd down.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd.
Check. Hey, 88.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. A first down carry for Barkley. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming.
It's now 4th down.
Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll run with Barkley. And an alley to run. Touchdown, Packers. Saquon Barkley, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, in first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
On 3rd down, Rivers. Open man, it's Allen. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Set 180, block 15. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
A first down throw here for Rivers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kyler Fackrell, the linebacker. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. This is Barkley, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 2nd and 12, Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Tight end right, tight end right. 4 down, check. 4 down.
From the gun, Rivers. Well, this is caught by Williams. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Hey, 26. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Alert 3, alert 3. Go right.
On 2nd down, Barkley. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. That's something we saw over and over again in Barkley's rookie season. He had 91 catches last year, most ever by a rookie running back. Part of a fantastic rookie campaign that saw him go over 2,000 total yards. Barkley on 1st down, running into a wall as he stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 28.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Rodgers now to throw. And they will finally get him to the ground as he's forced to tuck it and take the sack.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. The Packers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Now it's Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Mason Crosby on for the field goal.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Charger drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
Hey, 79! 79!
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Rivers. He'll get this to Eckler. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. He's airing it out for Williams. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And it's 17-7. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1 minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock, give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
It's a gain of 6 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's got Adams on the hookup. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. from midfield. Here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rodgers under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. To throw, it's Rodgers. Going for the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
That throw into the arms of Allen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Got his man, it's Williams. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. And he's the guy, Mike Williams, that the Chargers took 7th overall a couple of years ago. Battled injuries as a rookie, but in full health last year, he caught 43 passes with a knack of really finding the end zone. 10 of those 43 catches went for touchdowns. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Rivers on the money, complete, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Rivers. He's got the hook up to Dylan Cantrell. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Saquon Barkley.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position there.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack.
Switch.
From the gun, Rivers. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. Here's Ty Long now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
At their own 13-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
General West, inside. Run.
31's the mic.
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
At their own 47-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 2nd and 9, Rivers escaping the pressure right. He's got his tight end complete. It's Green. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Rivers flush to his right. He may try and run for this. Rivers looking a little nimble there as he picks up a 1st down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw, Rivers. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Zadarius Smith in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And the pressure gets to him again. Zadarius Smith, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign.
It's now 3rd down.
So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. From the gun, Rivers. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that is incomplete.
Rivers pass. Intended for Keenan Allen. Incomplete. Sets up 4th down.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They're indeed going for it. It's Rivers. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
31's the mark. 30.
They'll run on 1st down. Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 14 yards, good for a Packer 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now a 1st down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4.
Hey, take 26. 258.
Let's go. 31.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rodgers. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Flushed out right. It's Williams on the catch. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Phillip Rivers, no stranger to 4th quarter comebacks. He's led the Chargers back to victory 26 times coming into this year. But work to do here if he wants to add another notch to the belt. Rivers now finding Mike Williams. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
180. 180.
Coming to you. 44.
1st down, Rivers. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. A first down throw here for Rivers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The Chargers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is third down and 12. From the gun, Rivers completes it to Benjamin. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Rivers on fourth down. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. Hunter Henry. His third touchdown now on the year. As his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Charger drive about to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. On third down, here's Eckler. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. That'll bring up fourth down after back-to-back-to-back 3-yard pickups. Rivers, and Allen's got it. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Rivers now to throw on first down. Well, this is caught by Williams. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. A gain of 6 there on first.
In a 2-minute drill, we often talk about taking care of the football, but sometimes it's just a matter of who wants it more. How about him going up top on a 50-50 ball and taking it away for a big play?
390, 380.
44. Time to go, night.
Rivers to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Well, that second down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
They are, by the way, into the 4th quarter now in Oakland. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. And it was the Lions who emerged victorious in that one. Kerryon Johnson, 2 touchdowns on the ground to help lead the way.
Slam.
Red Delta. Hey, wahoo.
44's Mike. Check. Who that? Fofo's the Mike.
Orange Fofo.
Mike Fofo. I'm coming.
Hey, orbit. Behind.
Rivers to throw for it on 4th. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And now the decision is to go for 2. A gutsy call, and this, in effect, is your ball game right here. And now we've got a man a little jumpy here. Maybe trying to block the extra point. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
You better be afraid of me.
Here's Rivers. And is it a touchdown? No signal. No, they say incomplete. So with under 30 seconds to play, this is the game right here. And this is recovered by the Packers, so that might just about do it. Well, for a second there, I had flashbacks to a few years ago, the NFC Championship game for the Packers, but here they're able to hold on.
And many things changed in Green Bay after that game. Personnel, people coaching, the whole deal. And in this case, they get it done. No fail like they had in Seattle.
Everyone's got 4 down.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. The toss out to Barkley. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 play.
And he loses the football a second time. And this is going to be Packer football.
Result of the play, 1st down and 10.
19.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
Rodgers will take a knee here, and that should be all she wrote.
A loss of a yard. Brings up